Hi everybody, I am Tim Niddle with Distilled Living, representing Ronald McDonald House of Lexington. Thank you for the invitation to be involved with this. So, it's springtime, it normally would be race time. Classically, the mint julep would be what everybody is drinking. I'm going to do a twist on that to make it more of a milk punch, which is going to be really, really good. We're going to throw some rye whiskey into the mix. So, to get started, I'm going to use a shaker, take my small side, and I'm looking for a really nice piece of mint out of my collection here. So here's a good piece. So mint needs to be respected. It's very easy to do a lot of damage to the mint. This is why I'm not going to muddle this. I'm going to take these leaves, the lower leaves, I'm going to reserve the upper leaves. I'm going to reserve probably 3 good leaves on the top there. And all the other lower leaves are down inside here. And I'm going to put this underneath my ice. That's going to be the next thing that I'm going to add on top. Some hard ice just out of my freezer. And this is gonna crush the mint, but it's not going to damage it in a way that would release tannins and bitter flavors and things that you don't want to have in there. Alright, so now we've got some hard ice. Now, need a little sweetness. So normally a mint julep gets a full ounce of simple syrup. In this case I'm going to use 3/4 of an ounce because I've got some other things going along with this. And I'm going to add 1 ounce of heavy cream. So not really a milk punch, more of a cream punch. Cream punch julep kind of a thing. Alright, just like that. There we go. And now, this was inspired by mint chocolate chip ice cream, so I'm going to throw some chocolate into the mix. It's going to make a little bit of a mess. I'll pull it up onto my cutting board here. And I'm going to grate this in so that it integrates properly. And I'm looking for about a teaspoon. I want a lot of good strong chocolate flavor in this. And I'm using a dark chocolate so that it's mostly bringing chocolate flavor and not a lot of anything else. If I was using a milk chocolate or something like that, I'd have to use a lot more chocolate in order to get the same depth of flavor out of it. And I've already got the cream going on with this. So, oops. See, you know it's going to make a mess, but this is what happens when we do it on video in one take like this. So now I've got all my ingredients except my alcohol. I'm going to leave the alcohol out for a second, shake it. This is going to dilute the cream just a little bit, which it needs in order to risk not curdling, once I introduce some alcohol to that. So that's got a good shake on it. It's starting to put together nicely. See it dropping a little. And now I'm going to put in 2 ounces of my James E. Pepper 1776 rye whiskey. Lexington favorite right there. And I'm actually going to transfer this back into the smaller side of the shaker. See how I got some solids in there? The stuff is starting to break apart, which is what we want to see. Now, second round of shaking, just going to integrate everything together. And at this point, I'm going to want to get it out of here because all the flavors are beautifully together and beautifully chilled. And I want to do one more step with it. But I want to filter out some of those extra solids that are in there. So I've got my cocktail strainer. And see how this is holding back some of those mint leaves that I don't want in my final drink. I want my drink to be smooth and creamy. Look at the texture of that. Now, I've got great chocolate flavor in there. My chocolate has dissolved. So, I'm going to grab another piece of chocolate, and I'm going to grate some more chocolate in here, give it more of that mint chocolate chip ice cream kind of texture. And as a little tip here, I froze this chocolate prior to making the drink so that it stays and doesn't try to melt too quickly. And I'm going to give it a little bit of a stir. The chocolate is going to want to float to the top. Unlike ice cream, which is a solid, this in the liquid is going to be a little bit of a challenge. So I've got my Collins glass, a tall glass filled with crushed ice, because that's what we do traditionally. Definitely for mint julep, but very often in a milk punch or a cream punch. And as I'm stirring it, I'm going to pour it over the top so that I get a relatively even amount of chocolate all through it. You're going to get a little bit more chocolate on top, and that's okay because that's just going to give it a little bit of a chocolate garnish on top. Back to my mint, give it a slap. Slapping it breaks the cells in a way that opens up the flavors, gives you a nice bouquet on the nose. That goes down in there. No julep is complete without your straw, and there you go. Inspired by chocolate chip mint ice cream, we have what we're calling a chocolate mint cream punch julep. Cheers. That's just amazingly delicious. That's so freaking good.